Moriore te whānau, no mai, haere mai, and welcome into the 99Dreams podcast. I'm Rauri, and if you're a first-time listener, welcome. You found the 99Dreams podcast. I'm Rauri, I'm the host of the show, and today I've got a great guest on. I'll line this one up. There's going to be so much fun. I've been looking forward to this for a while. He's an old friend from my NZIS days. He's a huge Newcastle football fan. So I'm pretty sure at some point the conversation will end up there because that's just how passionate he is. Even though the team's just a couple of stripes. To be fair, they look like referees, but who knows? But welcome to the show, Jack. Glad to have you here, brother.
Cheers. Cheers. Shit, you picked up the intro now. I've got to make sure I bring my A game for this. I might have used it all already, Nah, cheers, bro. Thanks for having me. It's been a long time between drinks. Me and you've had a chat.
Yeah, bro, it's been a little while. But before we get into anything, can you just tell us, who you are, where you're from?
Yeah, of course, mate. So I'm Jack, as Rawadi so kindly introduced. I'm 26. Yeah, 26. Jeez. Originally from England. Lived in Wellington since 2002, but moved up to the mighty Waikato 4 years ago to try and study, I guess. But that's me. That's me. Married for nearly 2 years as well. Jeez, managed to lock down some poor soul.
Poor woman.
Poor woman, man. She's a poor woman indeed. Not just because of me, but because of my family. She's got some flack over the years, eh?
Oh, bro. It's been way too long, man. It's been so long. So what have you been up to in the meantime? Between NZIS and here, you mentioned you've moved to Waikato, you've been married.
Yeah.
You got a lot to fill in there.
Yeah, man. So after we left NZIS, what was that, 2015, wasn't it?
Yeah, 15.
Went in PT'd for 6 months. Had a great actual personal training, great 6 months. Terrible experience with the gym that I was at. Probably shouldn't name them, but yeah. So while I was actually run you back, remember when we were at NZIS 2015 and all the teachers were concerned about me because I was always asleep in class?
Yeah, man.
So during that time, I was working like night shifts at Countdown. So I'd finish work sometimes like 5 in the morning, get like an hour's sleep, then I'm on the train into Wellington. So I bring you back to after the 6 months of PT, and I still had that job. Did that for a little bit longer. Then I went over to Chile. I had professional football trials over in Chile, which worked out really well. That's why I'm back in New Zealand. Came back, worked for Spark, the mobile company, for a few years. Loved that, but then was like, kind of need a degree, I guess. Get that fancy piece of paper that says I've spent 3-4 years of my life somewhere and did a bit of work. And then, cut forward to today. Supposed to finish it last year, but changed my degree, so I'm doing something completely different with 1 more year to go, hopefully.
So what degree are you doing now? And what did you change from?
So, I was doing a bachelor's degree in teaching primary.
Oh, yeah.
So I was going to be a primary school teacher. Don't ask me why. That's a question we'll avoid. Because I always wanted to be a PE. I always wanted to be a PE teacher from college days, but Mum was like, "No, you just want to be a PE teacher because your PE teacher would crack a beer open at 3:20 on a Friday." And I was like, "Well, that's the perk, I guess. Not just the sole reason." But she taught me into doing primary because primary need more male teachers, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then didn't really enjoy it for a year and a half, and obviously COVID didn't really help. But yeah, just got to a point where I was driving back from Wellington. I was about to go on my 10-week placement, my last one, but they said I couldn't go on it because I failed one assignment and one paper. And I was like, well, can I not do it over summer if it's just one assignment? And they were like, nah, we kind of want you to have everything finished. So I was like, you know what, I'm not enjoying it anyway. What's the point? So I went and spoke to some people, and now I'm doing a health science human performance degree majoring in sports coaching and development.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man. So still going down, still trying to, I guess, relive the youth and trying to do sport as much as I can until my legs fall off and my arms don't work anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna flog that horse for a while.
Bro,
Yeah.
you should have just come down to Dunedin when I went to Dunedin, man.
Oh, mate, I don't know why. Like, yeah, I probably just should have. It would have been more fun. We would have just chatted crap the whole time. But
Yep.
yeah, I looked at it, and the wife's got an auntie that works for Waikato University, so we came up and had a chat. And I was like, well, I could move down to Dunedin, but I was what? I can't really use age as an excuse because you're a little bit older than me, aren't you?
Yeah.
It might not look it to the viewers. The viewers might go, what? Raz younger than Jack? But yeah, can't even use that as an excuse now. But it was either Otago, Waikato, or Auckland. It was like, who wants to live in Auckland? Not me.
Yeah, that already limits it to just two options.
Yeah, they already. And I was like, oh, Waikato's closer than Otago, so I may as well go there. Plus, I've been to Dunedin a fair few times, and I was like, never been to Hamilton, so scratch that one off the list.
There's a reason you never go to Hamilton.
There's a reason, exactly. Why do you think the police are targeting it at the moment as one of the hotspots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
High crime rate, high STD rate. There's just not a good vibe.
It's not a good vibe. Not a good vibe. The beer ain't great either here. Oh, no, I lie, actually. Good George. Whew. Best thing to come out of Hamilton, Good George.
They mustn't use the Waikato River as
No,
opposed to the old Waikato.
They've left that to the Waikato draft, mate. They've left that to Waikato draft. They've gone, we'll use something else that actually tasty.
But I think Dunedin still has the best, like, regular beer as well as craft beer.
Yeah, because is it Emerson's?
Yeah, man, we got Emerson's down there.
Yeah, you're challenging Wellington for craft beer central down there, aren't you?
Well, they're trying to. I don't think anyone will get near Wellington. Wellington is
man,
premium. Wellington's premium.
Yeah, it's all they drink now, craft beer in Wellington. It's disgusting.
Yeah, like, sometimes you just can't go past, like, a good, Spates. I can't stand Tui. I can't fucking stand Tui.
No, Tui, again, avoid Tui and Waikato draft. I can chow back a good Spates. Spates is beautiful. Pride of the South.
Yeah, man, I love it. It's all I drink lately. Like, everyone back home, I've started getting into drinking Spates now.
Really? The old Waitara honey for the beers is now Spates for the beers, is it?
Bro, yeah, man. Spates for the beers.
Spates for the beers. Jeepers.
Bro, that would be such good marketing for them.
Oh, mate, it would be. Target, because it's like, the way I always see Spates is it's like just that, your local New Zealand brew. It's not trying to be like Tui. It's trying to just, infiltrate the grassroots. Sponsor some grassroots stuff, man. Never mind, like Bunnings Heartland Championship. Get the Spates Heartland Championship. The man of the match has to do a Vortechy as his prize of a Spates.
Bro, big crate bottle, just Vortex.
Imagine that, just a prop, just like he's done like 70 minutes on the field, he's dehydrated and he's thirsty as he goes, yeah, man of the match here, Vortechy, this great bottle of Spates.
Bro, it would be hectic. Speaking of crate bottles,
yep.
By the time this comes out, Crate Day would have been last week. What plans do you have for Crate Day?
Man, I don't know. I don't really. So I've never really been blessed enough to do Crate Day because I play cricket as well. So I'm usually the one copping some abuse from drunken students out at the cricket ground on the boundary because they're all like 3 sips deep on their first crate bottle. I don't know. What's the first Saturday of December, isn't
it? Yeah.
Oh, I might be working.
That's ratchet. That's the worst too.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah.
Nothing worse than working on like Crate Day, St. Paddy's, any kind of drinking event.
Oh,
mate.
The worst. It is the worst. It is the worst. Mate. So this year, because I'm Catholic, we have to do like Lent and stuff like that. So I thought, I'll be good. For 40 days, I'll give up alcohol. I was like, yeah, sweet. 2 days later, so I'm 2 days into my 40 days, so there's 38 days to go. I get 4 messages going, "Oh, are you hosting St. Paddy's Day drinks this year?" Paddy's Day was like smack bang middle of crate, like middle, and I was just like, "Oh, you're joking, aren't you?" I was like, "I've given up alcohol," because last year I hosted it. We had a big night, barbecue, beers, ciders, town.
Oh,
And
how good.
yeah, then this year it was, "Oh no, I've got uni at like 6 o'clock in the morning," and didn't tell him I wasn't drinking. I was so angry with myself. I thought, "No, I'll be good. I'll give up alcohol." Paddy's Day was like 2 weeks into the Lent. I was like, "Oh, never again, never again. I'm just gonna stick to giving up energy drinks."
So did you last? Did you hold out?
I did.
Oh,
I was proud
nice.
of myself because my parents did it. My parents did the same thing. They said they'll give up alcohol. They caved within like 10 minutes. Like, come on, you guys got me into this. You're caving already? What are you doing?
Talk to us about your university journey, because I've had a few of my friends from Otago come on the show
Yeah,
and talk to me about their
yes,
university journey, and that's been relatable because obviously I was there for some of their
yeah.
journey as well. So, how was yours being at Waikato?
It's been an experience. It's been an experience. So, like, the first year I moved up, I did, you did the uni thing. You stay in the halls because, like, you don't really want to just jump straight into a flat. So I jumped into the halls and I was, 23. And yeah, brilliant story. So, like, move-in day, right? There I am, Newcastle shirt on as per normal, as per usual. Sunny's on, like the dead Adidas shades, like that. So I've flicked them up and I've gone into my room and I just hear the cleaner. She goes, "Oh, Jack's in his room." And so the RA comes walking down and he knocks on the door. He goes, "Oh, hey, bro, how are you?" I said, "Oh, hey, mate, I'm Jack. Nice to meet you." Shook his hand and he looked at me like this. And I'm thinking, "Oh, what's he thinking?" And he goes, "You're Jack." I went, "Yep." He goes, "Oh, I thought you were Jack's dad." And then we no, I kid you, no word of a lie, backed out the room. just slowly backed out and walked away. And I've gone, looked at Emily. Emily's going, and I'm just like, that really just happened. He came back like 5 minutes later and went, "Oh my gosh, bro, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that." The awkwardness of me just walking out. And I went, "To be honest, bro, I'd rather you've done that, break the ice that way instead of going, 'Oh, nice to meet you. I'm blah, blah, blah. This is how we do things.'" Like, been so structured because, man, I don't do that. I don't do structure. But yeah, it's just the fact like he just, "Oh, I thought you were Jack's dad," and just slowly walked out the door. But yeah, so that was moving day. That was even before uni had started. And
What
yeah,
a
I
way
was
to kick
like,
things off.
it was a great way to kick things off. Then I'm looking around all these fresh faced, like 18-year-olds. Here I am, drizzly looking. Oh, yep. So got on with them all. They gave me, at the end of the year, they gave me like a key tag that said "number one granddad" on it. So I was like, yeah. Fantastic.
I
Yep.
didn't get any of that treatment at uni when I got down there. I didn't get
Yeah,
any
well,
of
you,
that.
you shave your beard off. You look about 18, don't you? Keep that nice and trimmed. You look about 18.
Wow. I was a lot skinnier back then too. I think the weight adds a
Oh,
little bit of
mate.
aging
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah, that does age. Yeah, that does age you. But actually, mate, having money sucks because when you have money, you just want to buy food all the time.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the damn truth?
Yeah. So yeah, first year went really well. Obviously, like motivated and stuff. But then obviously second year with COVID and COVID being what it was, and everyone was scared that the end of the world was happening. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I still have to work because I worked at a supermarket. So, fuck, that was
That
shit.
would have been painful. How was that? What was that experience like? I haven't had anyone that was like a frontline
Yeah,
worker
it
over on
was up here. Up here is all right. So I worked in Rotatuna, which is, I'm gonna say, a nicer sort of area. It's a newer area of Hamilton, and so it's been built up quite nicely and things like that. And the new ones have been there for a while. But my job essentially, so like the supervisors that come and ask you for ID and scan the barcode, so when you want to buy alcohol and things like that. I was one of them. But there'd be periods where I'd have to go stand on the door for 2 hours and let one person out, one person in. So I basically became a bouncer at New World, letting people in. And it was a real weird experience, eh? Like, people being a meter away, mask, gloves, sanitizing the whole thing, and like the government telling you how to wash your hands and things like that. It's like, I'm sure my parents told me that, like, oh, you have to wash them for 30 seconds. Make sure you got the daily 3 o'clock announcement that everyone tuned in for, and try to listen to Dr. Bloomfield and whoever else you wanted to drag up on that lectern. It was just like, it was a real weird time, and I never had any trouble. Never had any trouble. They're all real nice, and probably helps being 6'2" that they don't want to pick on the tall guy. But yeah, it was a real weird time, eh? Just like uni seemed to just stop, and so like I'll do like 10 to 7, 9 to 6, like sort of those long hour days, and then you're just like, oh, I gotta go and look at my uni timetable, and then all the classes were always like, never actually like classes. It was like sit down on Zoom for an hour, checking in with you, how's the mental health, and I'm just like, I don't feel like I'm at uni. I feel like I'm in like a counselling session.
It ended up like that, eh?
It did, man. It was real. It was just a real weird time. And like, you obviously, like, I'm talking to, I'm saying to my parents, I'm a non-essential essential worker, essentially, because both my parents are nurses, so they were keeping the country afloat, like, with all this stuff. And here I am at a supermarket giving people their groceries, going, I'm an essential worker.
Although you were stopping the country from entering full anarchy, man, because once you saw people with 3 rolls of toilet paper in their bag, it was on, man.
It was
on.
on.
About to catch these hands.
Oh, mate, yeah. Excuse me, sir, you've got one too many bog rolls there. You have to put one back. Are you kidding me? No, you're only allowed a maximum of 2.
Throughout that entire process, I never had the runs, so I don't know what the toilet paper thing was for.
Mate, the toilet paper was just a weird thing. Whether it's because they thought, with it being a viral infection, you're going to be blowing your nose heaps and stuff like that. But I don't know why you'd need 3 packets. I don't know what you think. We were closed. I remember we were closed for one day. We had Good Friday. We were closed, and I was like, brilliant, day off, fantastic, needed it. And then we were open Easter Sunday, and I was like, well, hold on, Easter Sunday's a public holiday. Why are we opening?
Yeah, normally it's always shut. Good Friday,
it's always shut. But because of COVID, the boss was like, I need to make money. The owner was like, I need to make more money. We'll open.
We're making all the money.
I was like, you make enough money. What are you talking about? And of course, I had to work. And I'm like, but I try to pull the religion card. It's against my religion to work on Easter Sunday, It's a religious holiday. It's important and part of my religion. Nah, you still turning to work.
That makes no sense, eh?
It made no sense. I was like, well, hold on. So-and-so gets Diwali off. I want Easter Sunday off because I'm Catholic. Nah. But of course, that's the joys of being an English white male, eh? The scourge of the earth.
One thing I think I do want to ask you, bro, is, because I don't have the opportunity to get many English people on the podcast at the moment. And so with the recent passing of the Queen, like, how significant, because I don't really understand it, because, being from Aotearoa, we don't have that much connection to them. So how significant was that?
It was pretty, like, to be, like, I kind of knew it was coming, mate. She was 96, like, and like, I'm going to be honest with you, the night before, one news was like, oh, she's standing there with a cane looking real frail. I'm like, for crying out loud, she's 96, she's allowed to look frail. Obviously, she died overnight, so I was a bit... But yeah, like, I woke up to a couple of messages from my football mates in the morning going, oh, Jack, we've seen the Queen's died, hope you're all good. And I was like, huh. When you first wake up and you read something, you're like, what? And I read it, she died overnight, and I was like, oh. So I was like, oh, yeah, cheers, boys. It's obviously pretty sad, because all I've known is Queen Elizabeth.
Same.
She's reigned, she's reigned for 70-odd years, got the Jubilee. And so then I went to uni, and it was kind of just real, like, I only had one class, so it was quite good. I was just kind of sitting there going, like, we've now got a king. how am I going to change from God Save the Queen to God Save the King? So anyway, like after uni, like I'm thinking about the real like stupidest things, like, oh, is he going to stay with King Charles? Is he going to become King Charles? Like, God save our gracious Queen, King. So anyway, I get home, put One News on, and I'm just watching like all the coverage, and all of a sudden, just tears start just flooding down my face. I'm like, what the? Trying to sit there going, what's going on? The Queen had no idea who I was. Right? She had no idea I moved to New Zealand. She has no idea I'm living in Hamilton. She's been to Hamilton, like signed papers and things like that in Hamilton. I'm sitting here on my couch, tears going, trying to go, what's going on? But yeah, it was just like, I guess it was a real surreal moment. And it would have been, if I'd have been over in England, it would have been like, oh my gosh, like the country would have just stopped. Country stopped. Everyone's like, nah, I'm not doing anything till we're told to, really. But I've still got to like carry on with my life in New Zealand, because although yes, she's the monarch here, it's not like she has a, they have a direct, I guess, effect. But yeah, I was just sitting on my couch, just going, why am I crying? Like, she has no idea who or what I did. Yeah, I'm sitting here, and yeah, I guess that's just having, like, the Queen. She was a staple, wasn't she? She was all you knew. She was always there. You kind of know the day's going to turn up when she gets into the 90s, but you just never think it's going to happen until one day it does, and you're like, oh, what do I do now?
Yeah,
But yeah,
true.
it's kind of weird to think the next three monarchs are going to be kings.
Yeah, at the very minimum.
At the very minimum, yeah. Because you got King Charles now, then you have William, and then you'll have George.
Yeah,
The next
who
three in
knows what
line.
kind of kids he has.
Please be boys, please be boys.
So yeah, it's going to be kings for a very long time.
Kings for a very long time, yeah. But I will say I did love all the pomp and all the the dress up and things like that. We know the English know how to do it properly, eh? The English know how to do it properly. They don't muck around with this. I'll just chuck her in the wooden box and in the basket she goes. Got to be announced. The fries got to do. Yeah, it was brilliant. I loved watching it. Watched the whole funeral as well. Watched the whole funeral. I watched Prince George's. Not Prince George. Fuck, I don't know.
Jesus.
He's not Prince George.
Bloody hell.
What was her husband's name?
Oh, the old geezer. Yeah. Philip.
I watched Philip. That's the one. Yeah, I watched his funeral. Everyone thought I was mad. I was like, no, man, I'll pay respects. Watched his funeral.
Yeah, because it is a different dynamic, over here. It's because they don't come that often. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, like they're a part of our government system, but no one really cares as much.
Well, yeah, that was one thing. It triggered me a little bit. Like the day she died, and then like a few callers rang up News Talk ZB and were talking about, oh, it's sad, but maybe we should think about becoming an independent republic. And I'm sitting there going, she's only been dead half an hour. You're talking about, have some respect and decorum.
The body's not even cold yet.
She's only just got in hers. She's talking about moral. Leave her. You're talking about flogging off already. Let her at least get buried and be in the ground for a little bit before you start talking about becoming an independent republic.
Yeah, that's a whole argument in itself, isn't it? There's benefits to being with and without, and I don't know. There's a lot.
It's a lot for me that I don't want to think about. I'm not smart enough to think about that.
Oh, 100%, bro. It's above my pay grade, but it is an interesting topic for people to debate.
It will be an interesting topic for people to debate. If it's me, I'm saying stay, but that's me, because it's too much for me to think about saying the People's Republic of New Zealand, or
it'll probably just become Aotearoa.
Aotearoa, yeah. That'd be better. If you're gonna, I reckon, yeah, if you do it, but then we'd have to have another stupid flag referendum and.
Ah, yeah, that old thing. That's another process in itself, anyway.
Oh, mate. And then you become President Ardern or a President Luxton or yeah.
President Rawiri.
That is someone I would vote for. Yeah, I'll vote for president. Can I be Vice President Jack?
Brotherhood, I got you. You can be in there, man.
Yes.
We got this. We got this.
Mate, we'll steer this country in the right direction.
I'll be on Twitter every day.
Mate, we'll build a wall and make Australia pay for it, eh? Yeah, I like it.
Jeez.
I like it. Mate, we're going to win. We're going to win this
We'll
election.
ship all the possums back over to Aussie.
Yes!
Have your creatures back, you bastards.
How bloody dare you introduce it? You know what? The English introduced the stoats, but you can have them as well.
Yeah, we'll give those back.
We'll give those. You can take the possums and stoats too for the price of one.
Bro, there's another thing I would like to ask as well is, do you go back to England often?
I haven't been back since moved over.
True.
Yeah, man.
So is all your family here?
No, so there's obviously my immediate family. So mum, dad, older brother, 2 younger sisters. My dad's parents are here. My dad's youngest brother and my dad's youngest brother's here. Then he married a Kiwi girl. He's got 2 Kiwi kids. Dad's youngest sister lives in Sydney. So she's migrated out to Sydney. She's doing well for herself in Sydney. And my dad's oldest sister and her family still lives in England. But mum's side of the family's all still in England. Mum's side of the family hates flying. So, yeah. They visited once and they've ticked it off the bucket list. And yeah, we've seen Sarah in New Zealand.
Once was enough.
Yeah.
Do you have any plans to get back soon? Or any time at all?
Yeah. Yeah. So we've just had my granddad turned 80 a few weeks ago. And my cousins, I haven't seen for 14 years, came out for it. And so me and the wife were like, oh, we'll save up now. We'll do tickets and we'll try and get back in the next couple of years. So we just got to get to saving now because, geez, flights aren't cheap.
Nah, man, you need to get on those bloody deals, bro. As soon as I have those deals.
Yeah, I'll be using my Kiwi Saver just to get over there.
Hey, see if it comes on Afterpay.
Can I pay $20 a week for the rest of my life?
Take out a loan just to get a flight.
Exactly, man. Oh, well, that's why my wife, she's good at the money managing side of things. So we earn it, and I just go, take what we need to survive, and we'll use the rest. If it's up to me, mate, I earn it, and it goes. It goes.
Oh yeah, I'm a burner. I'm an earner and a burner.
My thinking is, you've earned it, use it.
Oh, 100%.
You don't have to like save it. Just like even like when I was working, like I did like 21 days straight over the first lockdown, mate. So I'd earn it, pay my rent, get my groceries, spend it. No, I didn't save a dime. I didn't save a dime. The amount of stuff I bought off Gymshark, off Wish, bro. Just spent it, eh? I look back now going, fuck, that was like prime opportunity to save. But nah, man. It was a depressing time. I needed to spend some money.
Bro, same. I think I spent $5,000 over those 2 months of lockdown.
Mate. Yeah. I don't think I spent $5,000, but I would have spent a bit of dough.
I drank a lot of mine.
Yeah. Oh, I can't even say I just spent it on like clothes and stuff, and just like bought a new pair of football boots that I couldn't even use because I wasn't even playing football at the time, and B, it was COVID. So I was like, yeah, great investment, Jack. Yeah. I sent a bit of money for the wedding and stuff. Like, oh, I'll chip in, here's $20 because I've spent the rest of it. No, yeah, I spent a bit. Yeah, I spent some money towards the wedding. So,
can we touch on that a bit? Some of the listeners out there might be looking to get married, or they might be married. So what is some of it advice as to how do you ask the question?
Not the way I did it, that's for sure. So we went over. I'll tell you the story. It's a brilliant story. Went over to Rarotonga and my first year at uni, actually. So like they bought the tickets and I moved up to Waikato. Went into uni and finished my first year of uni. So we went over and the end of November. Went for about 3 weeks, I think it was, in November, and about May, I decided, I'm going to ask her in Rarotonga. So as you do, down in July, got a couple of new tattoos. She loved the tattoos. She hates them. And I took her old man out for a beer, and I said, do I have your blessing to marry your daughter? And he goes, well, the way I see it, you're part of the family anyway, so you've got my blessing, but are you sure? He goes, are you sure? I was like, yeah. So I went to Rarotonga, and it was one of the last. I waited till like the last few days. You don't want to do it right at the start of the trip, and it was one sort of like the middle of it, because then by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, oh, we've been engaged like 2 weeks, and now we've got to relive all the hype when we move back to New Zealand. When we go back to New Zealand. So it was one of like the second to last nights. Her old man gave me the money. Actually, I was going to use mine, but he's like, no, here you go. Like, here's some money. Take her out for dinner. So we went out to a place called Charlie's. Beautiful place. So had our meal. Had this massive like surf and turf steak. It was about that thick and about that big, and it was amazing, man. It was so good. I was like, don't think I'm going to be able to get down on one knee after eating all that. So I get down and blow her away. But yeah, I said, like, after dinner, I went for a walk on the beach, and I remember it being quite windy actually, and I'm sitting there like real nervous throughout the whole day. I was feeling sick until dinner time. I was like, oh, hungry now. So I thought we'll go for a walk along the beach, and went for a walk, and there's this like perfect little spot where it like the beach went into the ocean, but the ocean didn't come off onto that little part of the beach. So I thought, I'll take her there. Brilliant. Heading there, man and his dogs come down into the ocean. So I thought, that picnic bench over there is quite comfortable. I took her over to the picnic bench. And all the way throughout the year, like I've been saying to her, like, something good's going to happen at the end of the year. I've just got a feeling something good's going to happen. Because she had a bit of a shit year. She lost her granddad, who she had a close relationship with. And obviously I moved to Hamilton, so it's not like I was accessible every couple of minutes. So anyway, so I'm sitting there, my left leg's going up and down like a frog in a sock, and I'm like, oh, this is it. I kind of have to ask the question now. How am I going to say it? So I go, I've been saying all throughout the year that something good's going to happen. She's like, yeah, you said that a lot. I said, well, it is going to happen. Now, disclaimer, everything in here sounds amazing. I have it all planned out in here. What I'm going to say, what she's going to respond, and how it's going to be super romantic. So I said, well, I don't want you to be my girlfriend anymore. In my head, she goes, oh. In my head, she goes, oh, what do you mean by that? Oh, no. The response I got. What? Are you breaking up with me in Rarotonga after my parents are paying for you to come out? Oh, God. This isn't the reaction I hoped for. So I've quickly swung around on one knee, pulled the ring out my pocket, slammed it in her face, gone, will you marry me? And it went silent. She went, what? I was like, will you marry me? She goes, oh, fuck yeah, I will. So it's gone from being super romantic, oh, what do you mean? Well, I want you to be my wife, to what the fuck? Oh, yeah, fuck yeah, I will.
Sounds like she was about to sock you one right in the jaw.
Mate, I swear I saw the fist clench, and I was just waiting. Even as I got down on one knee, just to sock me in the head.
With a nice clean uppercut.
Mate, a punch McGregor would have been proud of. Just the same punch he knocked out Aldo with in 13 seconds was coming my way. Holy.
You probably would have seen your life flash before your eyes.
Oh, mate, it flashed 4 times. I was seeing other people's lives flash before my eyes as well.
That is a great story.
Oh, well, that's the thing. We've got a great story about our engagement now. Instead of this, oh, will you be my wife? Yes, I will. We've got a good story to tell.
She's like, I almost bashed the shit out of him.
I almost knocked his block up. That beard nearly came flying off his head. He was going to look like a 5-year-old child after I was done.
I'm about to whoop his ass back to England.
But yeah, so then like she said yes, thankfully, and we went back into Charlie's to have like a celebratory drink, and she'd gone to the toilet, and I went, "You fucking idiot!" Of course, what else was she going to think? What else was she going to think? Oh, what this could mean? Of course, she's going to think, "Oh, you idiot." But yeah, no, it's the phone calls were good. Going back to New Zealand, obviously rang the parents first, as you do. Her parents were there, so we all told them first, and then rang mum and dad who were on night shifts. They were just handing over, I think. And I was like, "Hey, Dad, you all right?" He goes, "Who's this?" I went, "Well, I've just called you Dad. It's Jack." "What number are you calling me off?" Like, "What number are you calling me off?" I said, "Rarotonga number." He goes, "All right, give me 2 minutes. I'm about to meet your mum." So I was like, "All right," hung up. Rang him back 5 minutes later. I went, "You with her?" He goes, "Yeah, what's up?" I said, "Emily said yes." "Oh, brilliant. Congratulations." And I went, "Right, I've got to call other people. I'll talk to you later. Bye." So literally, like, the Traveller Sim in Rarotonga had about 500 megabytes of data and about 30 minutes of calling. So I had to like ring like 10 people and be like, "Yep, she said yes. Right, I'll talk to you later. Bye."
Just pass the message on for me.
Can you WhatsApp it for us? But yeah, that was that was a good time. Good time.
That's an amazing story. How did you know? How did you know that, that was the time?
Well, I knew we were going to Rarotonga, but I was sitting in my dorm room at the university halls. And as you do, you FaceTime, "Oh, how'd you do?" Yeah. And then just remember getting off the phone call and just sitting there for just 2 minutes going, "Yeah, I'm going to marry this woman. Yeah, she's the one. Yeah. No, yeah. Oh, yeah, no, yeah, she's the one. Yeah." Like you think about it for a little bit until then, like you start looking at rings and then you go, "Fuck, what's a ring size?"
How
And
did you navigate that? How did you navigate that?
oh, mate, so use my. I hope you have no one from Study Link listening, but I use my course-related costs. So I used my course-related costs, and I went in and I saw the ring, and I went, "Can I get that one, please?" And they went, "Yep, awesome. What's it for?" I said, "I'm going to propose to my girlfriend in Rarotonga." And she goes, "Do you know her size?" I went, "Nope, just give me the ring." She's like, "Oh, you can bring it back and we can resize it." I was like, "Perfect. That's all I need to know. Just need the ring." Because even like we did get it resized, and even the bloke behind the counter went, "Shit, you've got some really dainty little skinny fingers. Like you're like Asian woman small fingers."
Jesus.
And I was like, "Can you say that behind the counter?" But what he meant was she's got the same size like fingers as like small little Asian women. That's like what he's seen from his own experience. So like we had to get it like reduced like by 10 sizes, bro. It was
Jesus.
yeah. Yeah, it was an experience and extra money that I forgot about, and course running cost wasn't on hand.
You should have saved that until the following year when you get your next lot of course-related costs.
I should have, yeah. I should have, but literally got back to New Zealand. She's like, "I want to wear my wedding ring." I was like, "Well, we've got your mate's wedding first. Let's like, well, sorry, engagement ring, not wedding. So you've got your mate's wedding first. Like, yeah, we should let her have a big day." And I could see her all through the wedding ceremony going, "Oh, I just want to tell people. I just want to tell people I've engaged." No, it's your friend's big day. It's not our big day yet. It's your friend's big day. Then about a week later, she told all her mates and went out and had like a few mates just around at a like a spring and fern in Petone, and just had a few like, "Oh, this will be our engagement party. Woohoo, yeah, cool." A few mates, have a few drinks, and had a big barbecue about a week later with the families, and yeah, it's a good time.
Vibes.
Yeah.
I've heard good things about that old sprig and fern out there in Petone.
Oh, it's brilliant, man. It's brilliant. It's so good. Because obviously they do their own beers as well, so it's all craft beers, like the Spring and Fern craft beers. But shit, it's a nice place, man. Nice place to go to. If ever you're back in Wellington and you do hit Petone, Spring and Fern's your place to go. Do good food as well.
Yeah, because I think my mate Jerry, who often gets pulled up in this fucking podcast, he took us there last December when it was his birthday.
Yeah.
Went for some frisbee golf out those ways.
Frisbee golf?
Yeah, there's some frisbee golf out there somewhere.
I've seen like sometimes in the park there's like those little frisbee disc golfs, and you go, oh yeah, that'd be quite a cool thing to do. I'd be horrendous at it. Can't throw a frisbee to save my life. But
It's
yeah, no,
addictively fun. Like, you suck, but it's fun.
yeah. That's why I play normal golf, mate. Never mind frisbee golf.
Mate, those Scots, they knew what they were up to when they created golf.
They did. They're already angry enough as is. They didn't need to create what that makes them angrier. Jeepers.
Exactly. But they were like, watch this, we'll see how angry we can piss everyone else off, and we'll get them to play this fucking thing.
We'll get them to our level so they understand why we're pissed off and why we get much.
100%, bro.
Oh, yeah.
What's next for Jack?
What's next? Well, hopefully finish uni next year.
You'll get there.
I'll get there. I'll get there eventually.
Hey, that's what I said, bro.
Yeah. It's even the turtle beat the hare in a race. It's all good as long as we finish. That's all right.
Hey, it's not about the destination, but the journey.
Yeah, exactly, mate. You're speaking like a true wise old man that you are, eh?
Hey, man, we got the degrees. That's all we need.
Well, I haven't got the degrees yet. It's on the way. What's next for me? Once I finish this degree, move back down to Welly with the wife and start a family. I guess that's the next phase of my life.
Nice.
Yeah, so we've kind of mutually agreed to wait till we get back to Wellington. So we've got like family around to help and stuff. But at the minute, we're just kind of. Well, I'm enjoying it. I'm not sure she's enjoying mine too much with like football and the World Cup and everything like that.
Oh, yeah, it is the World Cup at the moment. But you don't want the poor bugger to be born in Hamilton.
No, you don't. You want to give him a fair chance at life, don't you?
Exactly. Sorry to everyone that's born in Waikato.
Sorry to the people in Hamilton listening to this, but yeah, I think you'll agree as well.
Yeah.
Although, in saying that, FMG Stadium is the only place I've watched the Hurricanes in a short sleeve t-shirt and shorts.
It is a great stadium too, by the way.
Yeah, that's a great stadium. It's brilliant. I like the stadium actually. I wish I got to it more. But yeah, it's the only time I've ever watched the Hurricanes in short sleeves and shorts.
Yo, well, I think I'll be up those ways for a few games next year. So
Mate,
we'll link up.
Definitely, man. Link up. Get it going.
You know I'll be ripping that Chiefs, man. I got that Chiefs mana.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. You've lived in Wellington. You've lived in, Dunedin. You've got a little soft spot for the Highlanders, but you're still like, fuck the Hurricanes, man.
Still fuck the Hurricanes and up the Chiefs.
Mate, you're from Taranaki. That's Hurricanes territory anyway.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I said fuck the Hurricanes.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
I really shouldn't say that because, one day I'd want to get a few Hurricanes on the show.
You're going to reach out and they're going to be like, nah, man, you said fuck the Hurricanes today.
Yeah. I'll just edit this part out. We'll be sweet as.
You'll just purposely make this one a bit jumpy, eh? Until it jumps to the next one. Everything.
I'm going through a tunnel. Sorry, I can't communicate.
Hey, but how good are those Wellington Lions, baby?
Hey.
Shield and champs, babe. Woo!
I don't know how last season Taranaki went undefeated to this season being horribly just terrible.
No boy.
But them Lions.
Mate, yeah, so the Lions, obviously their first and only Shield defence this year was against Waikato. And because I worked for Avis Budget Rental Cars, the day after Waikato came through the airport, I really wanted to say something, but there was a few of their big props coming off there. And then I just went, you know what? I'll keep this one for myself.
Keep on moving, boys. Here's your cars. Good luck.
Yeah, unlucky boys last night, but just good effort. Yeah, I really had to hold my tongue, because otherwise they probably would have jumped over the counter and rucked me a bit, eh?
They probably would have stuffed you in the boot of a Honda Civic.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, probably. Wouldn't put it past.
So what's it like working at Avis Car Rentals? What's that like?
I'm not gonna lie, at the moment, busy as man. We've got field days this week.
Ah, right. Yeah.
just had so many people come through the door, get rental cars. And because there is a massive nationwide shortage of rental cars, we've been pulling cars from wherever we can just to cover this week. But now, obviously, it's coming to the end of field days. They're all going to be coming back. And it's like, brilliant. Now I've got to deal with them all coming back. Nah, it's good, man. Like, it's a real good place to work. Like, it's a real eye-opening place. Like, you often see when you come off the plane, and in the past, I've thought, oh, poor buggers have to sit there and wait, and if there's no one on the plane, it's, but now I'm one of them poor buggers, and it's like, well, there's actually loads of other stuff to do, so don't quite so feel sorry for them anymore.
Bro, so why is there a shortage of rental cars at the moment?
I don't actually know. No one's told me, but from what I can piece together is obviously with COVID still lingering around like a bad smell, people catch it, so we can't get deliveries done on time. Cars don't get brought into the country, or they're not allocated. Yeah, so it's all probably just a mix of everything. And of course, we have a lot of like the government agencies like Oranga Tamariki and things like that. They get rental cars as well, and Kiwi Rail have cars, and New Zealand Blood get cars. So we've also got to like make sure we have enough for them if they need it. And yeah, so it's not until like I drove to Taupo a few weeks ago, and it's just every like third car was a rental car. I'm like, it's not until like you actually get driving that you notice these rental cars, and then you get to pick up like what yours look like, and then what other rental car companies look like as well, because you're all in the same boat. So you just get to know every other rental car company. So you like chat crap with them, you like speak with them. Then you go, oh yeah, that's their rental car. There's one of our ones. My wife will tell you, we're driving down a Taupo, and I'm going, there's a rental car. There's a rental car. She's going, can you just shut up for like 30 seconds and switch your brain off from rental cars? Yeah.
It does be like that though. When you work in that kind of place, say like, I have a friend who's a builder and another one who's a plumber. Oh, he worked on that house. Oh, I worked on that house, bro. That's a nice house. I've worked on that one. It's like, shut the fuck up. I don't care.
Do you remember when we worked on that house together? Yeah.
I get it. You're employed. Must be nice. I'm just kidding. I'm employed too.
I was about to say, you come have a job up here with me at Avis Budget Rental Cars if you want. I'll train you up.
I'll be the best damn car person you got.
I had one lady actually. Oh, not one lady. Sorry, I've one bloke go. Oh, what sort of engine is it running? And I went, it has one. Oh, what sort of
petrol?
What sort of tires are you using? 4 black
Rubber?
ones. Oh, you don't know anything about cars, do you? Nope. I'll just rent them out, mate, to be honest with you. So what petrol does it take? The green one? Green 91.
Jesus.
Green 91. Mate, that's my knowledge with cars, eh? If it's got an engine, 4 wheels, and a steering wheel, it's good to go.
Should have been like, which petrol does it take? BP?
Z unleaded.
Celtics, preferably.
Caltex. Mobile, mate. No, mate, challenge. Get back on that challenge, Buzz.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty cheap, man. Challenge, I'm pretty sure, is one of the
man.
cheapest, like, manned stations.
Yeah. We Waitomo's pretty cheap, actually. I tend to fill up now at Waitomo more than any, because obviously they don't have to pay for staff. They just pay for the deliveries and don't charge as your BPs and Zs, but yeah, it's all good.
But see, that's the best thing about getting gas. You get a pie, you get a gas, and you're on your way.
Yeah, but that's also the danger about filling up, because you get a pie, you get a drink. Mate, it's like Jack's standard ritual going on a road trip. Right, let's get the V, let's get the pie, let's start.
Also, that's another good reason to buy a motorcycle, because then you just fill up and you go.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I was coordinated enough, eh? I'd be too scared.
It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I learned after lockdown. It's pretty easy.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh. So you're one of them dickheads that weave in and out of traffic, eh?
Nah, man. Got to be responsible on the road.
Yes, thank you.
You want to live.
You want to live, exactly. Was it?
Like when I see them, I'm like, man, it's kind of cringe, bro. Because shit, you don't know what the driver in the car's gonna do.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, man. Like, so when we went down to Bulls for my sister's 21st, and there was just they're weaving in and out of traffic. I'm like, all it takes is just one driver just to not look, just indicate, boof, done for. Done for. And, my old man's told me stories about motorcyclists who have been hit in situations like that. It's just like, yeah, I'm going to stick with the safety of the car.
Nah, man. Like, don't be scared of it. But it's a high risk vehicle that you do really need to be careful.
Yeah. You have to be so vigilant on them, mate. Just know you surround.
I've definitely become a better driver now.
Yeah?
You're more aware. Yeah.
I like it. Maybe I should. I'll get a moped. I'll get a Vespa. I think they're pretty safe.
Yeah.
I'll get a Vespa to ride around Hamilton with. Walk around the shops with me so it doesn't get stolen.
I reckon they're worse though, because like they don't have that power that you need on the freeway.
It's Hamilton. You get around Hamilton in 10 minutes in a Vespa, mate. You stay off the 110, you'll be all right. When my family came over, they went to Matamata to see Hobbiton, and they didn't tell me that.
Oh, right.
I was like, "Oh, you up this way?" Goes, yeah. He goes, "Why?" He goes, "Oh, I live in Hamilton." I'm like, oh, we didn't know. I said, "Oh, it's all right. You've seen the best part of Hamilton, the outside."
That's all you need.
Best part about the Hamilton is the 110 highway past it.
But I don't think I've been to Hamilton, bro, in at least 10 years.
Well, you're not missing.
Maybe more.
You're not missing much. You're really not. Really not. I've been here 4 years and I think I've seen everything.
Not enough.
Mate, it's yeah. Again, sorry to the people that have lived here their whole life, but was it when they did you watch the news when they started that Tahuia train to Auckland? And they asked two locals, like, "Oh, are you going to use it?" And he goes, "Yeah, so we can get out of Hamilton."
Fair point.
At least you're honest, eh? Like, "Oh yeah, I might do a little day trip." Nah, to get out of Hamilton.
just want to get out of this hellhole.
So brutally honest, but I was like, you know what? I can respect it on the news.
Brotherhood. Yeah. Hey man, there's something that I always do on the show. Yep. I didn't tell you about it beforehand, but regular listeners will know. This is the Dream Box, and so on this box, it's a Trey Young sneaker box. I brought a pair of Trey Youngs. It says, "Always remember when they doubted you."
Yep.
And so inside this box is every guest that's come on has shared a dream with me, and it's inside this box. And so the aim is to one day fill this back wall full of everybody achieving these dreams.
Everyone achieving their dreams.
Yeah. So do you have any dreams that you'd like to share with us that we can put together and put up on that wall? Add it to the dream box.
Add it to the dream box. Oh, geez. All my dreams kind of died when I moved to New Zealand because it was... and that sounds real bad. It does sound real bad, but my big ones was wanting to play professional football and play for England, play for Newcastle. But yeah, it wasn't until sort of like the Phoenix got started that I started rethinking about those dreams, and then yeah, just never really kicked on, like. So yeah, just kind of my dreams now is probably just start a family and raise kids of my own and get through uni and get a steady job so that I can provide for the family. And sounds pretty cliche, but I've said this to the wife before. It's like I think I lived a good life if I can sit on my little rocking chair at the end of the day, got my kids and their kids, and see my grandkids running around, and I'll go, you know what? Life was good.
Yeah. Well, this one will definitely be a satisfying goal to put up once we achieve it. So when that happens, I'll put an emoji, but I'm gonna need a photo of you and your baby and your wife. I'll put an emoji of your baby's face just for the
Yeah,
privacy of your
mate, you'll
child.
definitely, mate, you'll definitely get pictures going, look, I've achieved something.
But that is a huge
It is,
achievement,
man.
bro, and I can't wait for you to achieve that. I mean, you're already halfway there. You're
Oh, yeah,
married, man.
married.
You have a wonderful wife.
She is wonderful.
That's
She is very wonderful. She's amazing.
well, I mean, she puts up with you, so
That's
fuck,
why
she
she's
has to be.
amazing. She does put up with me. That's a win in all situations. That's what I say to my friends as well. They go, "How are we friends?" I said, "I don't know. You put up with me somehow."
Put up with the constant wearing of the Newcastle shirts, the constant yarning about Newcastle football.
The songs as well, man. I sing songs like, oh.
Mate, I do love the English people at any sporting event or even music events. Like just recently, I seen on TikTok when Kendrick Lamar was in a box, and they're like, "He's in a box, in a box. Kendrick's in a box. Na 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 na. Kendrick's in a box."
Mate, we know how to party. We know how to celebrate. But like, my thing is, every time I get drunk, I revert to Newcastle songs. So like, I was with my mate. Like we finished the night in the trolley. He's a Liverpool fan and I'm a Newcastle fan, and we were singing Newcastle songs like Bruno's fucking magic, he wears a magic hat, and even he was getting involved. And I was like, "This is brilliant. I'm gonna convert him. He's converted. He's gonna ask me for a shirt. He still hasn't asked me for a shirt, but I feel the day's coming. I'm just gonna poke the bear one too many times, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm a Newcastle fan."
Bro, because I knew this podcast was coming up with you. I was this close the other day because they were on sale, and I mean, probably good reason they're fucking on sale. But I was this close to getting a United jersey just to wear on this podcast.
I might have cancelled that appointment.
If you're listening, you didn't get to see the facials, but on YouTube, you should see the facials of this guy. He just threw the dirtiest look my way.
Mate, yeah, horrid. My sister's boyfriend's a Liverpool fan, eh? Horrible. But it's all right.
At least he's not there.
It's all right at the moment because obviously we're above him in the league, so we always go like, "Oh, how's your neck looking up that high? Should we get you a neck brace?" And he's,
Hey, at least it's not a What's that team that I beat you in FIFA in that one time?
What? The team at one time.
Yeah, that one time you pulled the power plug out.
When did I do that? Oh, that doesn't sound like me.
That was definitely you. It was that red and white team. I don't even know.
No, we don't need to abuse the people's ears with that terrible name. We don't need to abuse it. All I'm going to say to them is we saw them crying on Netflix.
See, if I could have got my hands on one of those jerseys, it would have been probably a pathetic jersey to wear, but hey, it would have been for the lols.
Would have been depressed. It's a warning that comes with the shirts that you buy. It says, "Warning, this causes depression."
Mate, I'm a Brisbane Broncos fan, so I know a lot about depression.
Hold on. The Broncos were successful once. You won the...
once. I was too young to appreciate it.
Well, the Warriors have been super successful, haven't they? Then you
got cool jerseys.
Hey, shit. At least like I've watched the Broncos win a few titles. I've always had a soft spot for the Broncos because of being a Queensland Maroons fan and they play at Suncorp.
See, that's where people get fucked up with me, is because I'm a Brisbane Broncos fan, but I love New South Wales Blues.
Oh, what you doing, man? Like,
even the Wiggles love the Blues, mate.
Yeah, look at the Wiggles. Did you say
the Wiggles? The fucking Wiggles.
I'm sure the yellow Wiggle turned out to be a pedo.
No, he got cancer. That's why he left.
No, one of them. I'm sure one of them was found to be a paedophile.
Nah, because they still tour together. The yellow one just had cancer, so he had to take time off.
Well, sorry to the yellow Wiggle that I've just abused as being a paedophile. Are you cancelled for this episode?
Bro, I swear every guest that comes on here tries to push the envelope every week to try and get me cancelled. We talked some outrageous topics.
I didn't mean to try and get you cancelled. It was just...
Don't worry, I think the episode that's coming out on last Friday.
Yeah.
By the time this podcast comes out, it'll be last Friday, but it's coming out this Friday when I'm talking to you. That one, we pushed the envelope very far.
You pushed the boundaries, did you?
Oh, we tried. We really tried.
Love it. I love it, though.
What's it called? Here's another thing that we do on the show regularly is if you could go back and tell, let's go with 18-year-old Jack. If you could tell 18-year-old Jack something, what would you tell him? Whether it be advice, warning, just what would you tell 18-year-old Jack?
You see, 18-year-old Jack, this was only 8 years ago. What would I tell myself 8 years ago? Everything's going to be all right. I'll say that. I'll probably tell him some lotto numbers so I could win 24 million as well. But I'll probably just tell him everything's going to be all right. 8 years ago, pretty single Pringle. Not a lot going on really. Like, didn't really have too much of a social life because playing sport nearly every day and didn't really get out much and had to work Saturday nights and Sundays as well. So I was pretty, I wouldn't say antisocial, but just never really had the social aspect down. But now, like, looking at me now, like, people invite me out to parties, go out drinking, just go around, chill out at the people's house, go play golf. Got a wife. So I'd just probably tell them everything's going to be all right. Everything will work out. So, yeah.
That's some great advice.
Yeah. Also,
you're not the only person to come on here and say that they wouldn't really tell them anything different. They just say, keep chipping along.
I mean, like, if you said, what would you tell 5-year-old Jack? I'd say, don't leave England. No. It sounds like a bad.
But then you wouldn't be here.
New Zealand. I do love New Zealand. It sounds bad, but just as we were leaving England, I got scouted to go to Birmingham City's academies, but couldn't because we moved to New Zealand, and football obviously wasn't huge when we came here. There's no such thing as Phoenix. I don't even think the Kings were around.
I think back then it was still referred to as soccer.
Oh, that word.
Like it has grown now. Like it is readily and more available. Well, not more available, but it is called football more often now than
football is starting to become. Like it is. There's a lot of local leagues now that are being shown on TV. So like there's this, the big final between Auckland City and Wellington Olympic at the weekend. Those games were shown on TV. Whereas like 10 years ago, amateur football was You put college rugby on TV. How about putting men's football on TV? Nah, don't even think about it. So football is getting big, and it is called New Zealand football now. For those people that still say, "Nah, it's New Zealand soccer." If you go on the website, it's called New Zealand football. It's called New Zealand football. So don't come at me with this soccer nonsense. It's New Zealand football. All right. So every Kiwi that still goes to me, it's soccer here in New Zealand. No, even your national body calls it football. So shut up. Don't.
It has changed. One thing I will say, did you catch that meme the other week when England and US tied in the World Cup?
Shaking hands and there was loads of memes about that. Like they said, what if Christian Pulisic scores and he lifts up his shirt and says it's called soccer? And I'm like, oh my gosh, he would do that too. And then it was all about, if England lost, they had to keep James Corden, and if the US lost, they had to keep James Corden as well, because he's been a bit knobhead in the flesh, I've heard. So.
Well, and there was also between Logan Paul and KSI. If US won, America got a new flavor of Prime, and if the UK won, then they'd get an exclusive flavor. But what happened with the draw?
Probably just dropped it in the middle of the Atlantic. First one final.
New Zealand gets a flavor.
Yeah, when are they bringing it down? Poor New Zealand.
Bro, I know, right? I really want to try it, but I've seen mixed reviews. Some people love it, and then I've seen some people like Triple H absolutely hates it. He reckons it's shit. Tastes like cough medicine.
That's a big one. So I guess like
the
different flavors as well. Like I think you have to try them all before you can really like. Because there's some flavors, they'll be like lemon and lime. I already know I hate lemon and lime. I stay away from lemon and lime everything. But I'm so
I want that tropical punch one, that red
so
one,
want to try that. Love tropical punch, bro. Tropical punch.
and that ice pop.
Yes. Blue raspberry. What is a blue raspberry? It always delicious though. It never lets you down. Never
Yeah,
raspberry in my
true
life,
that.
but that flavor always slaps.
Yeah, I've never actually seen a fucking blue raspberry.
How?
Who come up with that fucking
Who just
flavor?
goes? You know what? Never seen one. Don't know what it tastes like. But we're gonna make blue raspberry, and it's gonna be delicious. Like the advertising with that new Meta Moon one. They don't.
Yeah,
So that's why it's just like we don't know. It's just out as what's a Meta Moon. That's the flavor of this drink.
they probably just created something that they didn't use any artificial flavors for, and are like, ooh.
Yeah. Well, that's
just
the
call
thing
it
they're
this.
trying to brand, isn't it? It's like it's a healthy Gatorade. It's better than Gatorade. It's better than Powerade. It's just a super new healthy drink. Arsenal
Yeah.
jumped on board with it because obviously KSI is an Arsenal fan, so they've gone.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they sponsor them.
Mate, I've only had one of my mates just forgive me because we beat them 2-0 at the end of last year to stop them getting Champions League. He wouldn't talk to me for ages, eh? I'm like, hey, mate, how are you? Don't talk to me. You stopped us getting Champions League. So we didn't stop you. We were just the final straw that broke the camel's back. It was your other result. It's your fault. He's only just started talking to me because we're starting to beat the teams that they need to lose so that they stay top. I'll talk to you. You're doing us a favour. But come January 4th when we play them, I think it could be friendship over for the time being.
Back to no talking for the next few
Don't talk
months.
to me for 90 minutes. Let's see the result. Let's see how it goes. Yeah.
Bro, one other question that I always ask on the show, and that's kind of related to the previous one that I did ask you, is if in 5 or 10 years' time you listen back and you look back on this podcast, what's something you'd like to say to the future you, to future Jack in 10 years' time or 5 years' time?
Future Jack.
Yeah, or something you'd like to ask him. Most people so far have struggled with this question.
Yeah, I'd be asking him for lotto numbers, that's for sure. So we can make 10 this time a bit easier. Probably something along the lines of have you achieved what you wanted? You can say now I want kids, I want this, I want that. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Could not wake up, could go for a walk down Hamilton and get ram-raided by a car, or
That is true. Tomorrow is
so
not promised.
if God willing I'm alive in 10 years, I'd probably say, did I achieve what I wanted? And if not,
nice,
how can we achieve them? I've kind of put my professional dreams to the side in a special box, because at the moment in Hamilton there's no real pathway to the Phoenix, and no one's really looking at Hamilton as a hotbed for football. So my profession.
Hey, you could start that. You could start that.
Probably not going to start that, but yeah. So my professional aspirations are still there, but they're just in a box. But yeah, just me. Did I achieve what I wanted? Is life the way I saw it? In the future. Yeah.
That's beautiful, bro.
Appreciate that. You did throw me under the bus though with that. I was like, shit, fuck, future.
Well, see, if I give people time to prepare for that question, then they're constantly thinking about it throughout the whole interview, and it's not authentic. Whereas this is just a raw and authentic experience of the emotions you went through trying to answer that question.
Started to cry now, bro. It was just a 2-minute podcast.
Also, I did want to ask, like, you mentioned briefly before, like, about the football pathways in England. Like, what are they like?
Yeah, well, in England they try and scout you young. So, like I said, I was 5 years old when they scouted me to an academy, and it's a lot of it is you do your schooling and you go train for football. But even then, like you have to be pretty special to get through all the ranks. And I think what they get millions of kids there, thousands of kids there, into the different academies, and then only like a handful make it into like the senior squads, and only a handful make it into the first team. So even if I had got into the academies and gone through that, doesn't necessarily mean I would have made it as a pro. I think what would have helped is the fact I'm left-footed, and that you stand out a bit more with the left foot because you're 1 in 10. 10 people, 9 people have right foots, but that left foot, you know, everyone says they've got an educated left foot. No one says they've got an educated right foot. Some of the best rugby kickers, you know, look at Dan Carter and Johnny Wilkinson. They were left-footed and they stick out. And so having a left foot helps, but again, there's thousands of kids, and even then, they buy people from overseas as well. So it's I can say, oh, I should have stayed in England and would have gone pro. I might not even have gone pro. So yeah.
You should have just took up rugby when you got pro and just went hard at rugby.
I did play rugby for 2 seasons. I was a fly half, first 5, number 10, because I was the only one coordinated enough to kick.
Yeah, I was about to say you would have had a boot on, yeah.
I did have a good boot. And so when you play from the try line to the 22, when you score, you come back in front of the post and you kick it over the posts. So the first year, there I was with my little headgear on, playing touch rugby with my head guard on. Loved it. Loved touch rugby. The next season you play tackle. Didn't quite love it as much. And I think that the turning point for me of not playing rugby was when I was running down the wing. And then the next minute, I just see my head go back. My legs are still going. Some little kid had just clotheslined the snot out of me as I was running down the wing. And I went from that moment on, I'm going to stick with football. Football's when I told Dad I wanted to play rugby, it broke his heart a little bit. But he thought, you know, I'll let him try it. See how he likes it. And I said to him, Dad, I'm coming back to football. He went, oh, sweet Lord, thank you for shining the light on my boy. But yeah, so yeah, I played rugby for 2 seasons, and after that second season of tackle, I went, nah, not made for this. I'm a footballer. I'm either if I did go back and play rugby, I'd either be a lock or I'd be the water boy. I wouldn't be anything else.
Love the honesty.
Maybe sometimes.
So you didn't even try league?
Nah, didn't know what league was until we moved to Wainui. Didn't even know what league was till we moved to Wainui. Had the Warrior shirt, the black one with, you know, when they had.
Bro, see, those are like the OG ones, man. They're legit. I love that jersey.
Still to this day, one of my favorites. The fact it was just the same template for the away one, they just changed the colour scheme around grey to black. Yeah, man, that was my first Warriors top. Didn't know who they were, didn't know what they were. It was just a cool shirt that my dad bought, and but yeah, didn't know what league was till we moved to Wainui, and obviously the league's huge in Wainui. I've got a big squad there, and obviously like with Pity Weepu playing league for a while, and you know, so yeah. Dad says if he had his time again, he'd be a league player, and he would be they do the kickoff, the little kid catches it and passes off to him, and he would just gun it straight. Old man, and I think, you're built like me. You would run into 2 of the biggest blokes possible going, ah!
They got some big boppers in league, man.
Oh, mate. I think the reason why my dad wanted to do it is because he saw Russell Packer do it. And obviously Russell Packer's bald as well. My dad's bald. He's like, I could do that. But no, you couldn't. You'd get snapped in half. You'd be broken after the first run. You'd have to get taken off an hour. No, I do it all properly. I was like, no, you wouldn't.
Yeah, that's
He still has dreams of playing for Newcastle. He's 50 odd. He's 50 odd years old.
Dreams never die, brother. Dreams never die.
Speaking of dreams, I was having a dream the other week, and I got so pissed off myself because as we ran out to play at St James's Park, which is where Newcastle play, I woke up, and I vividly remember waking up going, "Oh, don't wake up now!" and trying to go back to sleep.
That's the worst day.
Oh, mate! Just as the dream got good, your body goes, "And we're awake." You're like,
that's always me when I've got millions of dollars. I'm like, yeah. Then I wake up and I'm like, fuck, I'm poor.
Yeah, you're holding your pillow thinking it's cash money.
About to buy 6 Ferraris.
Ferraris, a Lamborghini, and the proper 12 yacht that
Get the
McGregor's
McLarens.
got. The McLarens, Bentleys.
Get a driver to drive them for me.
Gee. Why not, eh? Get your own petrol pump, charge your own petrol prices. Get that oil money.
Bro,
get that Saudi Arabia money.
They've cracked it.
Yeah, shit, yeah, they have. Shit, yeah.
But as we start wrapping up here, the time's ticking on, so might as well start wrapping up. Is there anything you'd like to say, or is there anything that you're up to that you want the people to know about?
I want the people to know about the time where you bought your Xbox One and you sold me your 360 for about $50 with the games. And I've still got the 360 actually. It's not in use anymore, but she's still down here.
Kicking.
She's still kept. I'm not sure if she's kicking anymore. I upgraded to a PS4. But I also want the people to know that we were supposed to go for fitness testing at the Institute of Sport. Remember this one? And we came around. Mikey O'Connor came round to your place. And you just bought it, so you're happy as. You didn't unbox it. Oh, no, you left it in the box. You jumped on your laptop. Mikey jumped on his laptop. I jumped on my laptop. And you and Mikey spent all night building a Minecraft world. I think I fell asleep about 1 o'clock. I was trying to figure out the keys and shit. You and Mikey stayed up all night. And I remember waking up at like 7 o'clock when we had to go. And you two were still there building your little Minecraft. I thought, fucking nerds. Not sure if you remember that there, and the people don't know this, but yeah, I remember you staying up all night with Mikey, building a little Minecraft world, and then us going to the Institute of Sport the next day, and you two going. And I think it might have been the same day you tried to pull a hamstring.
Bro, I always try and pull a hammy.
But this is what gave it away. You were holding your right leg, limping off your left leg. So you walked over going, pull my hamstring, lifting on the left leg, holding your right hamstring. And the tutor just goes, get your ass back in there. You haven't pulled anything. You're limping off the wrong leg. And you were like, fuck. Oh, man, it was the best thing ever watching you try and get out of that guy. My hamstring limping off the wrong leg.
I used to come up with all the excuses to get out of shit. I hated yoga. Remember when we had to do yoga?
Yeah. Yep, I do it. Yes, no, I do. That's right. I was the best at it because I fell asleep and everyone laughed at me. I fell asleep. I fell asleep. And Izzy Gill, he laughed at me. He goes, Jack's asleep. And the tutor goes, actually, that's what we want to achieve because he's so inner peace. I was about to say, night shift.
This cunt wasn't at peace. He was just lying down. He was happy that he was lying down. He didn't give a fuck about the stretches.
What's in it? I think I woke up and went, fuck's in a piece. I just wanted some.
I was sick of that yoga and that tutor. She was not fun.
Oh, gosh, man. I did hot yoga as part of like that high performance academy. Never again. Hot yoga. Yoga's hard enough as it is. Who thought, you know what? Fuck it, let's go to sauna and do some yoga.
Fuck that. I've never tried it and I've never wanted to. That just doesn't appeal to me.
Don't ever try it. Like I sweat enough as is. I walk out the door and I sweat. I walked into this thing and just it was almost like it was pouring down a rain off my forehead. Like here we go. All the lads have got their shirts off and pulled the shorts right up, and all the chicks are in their sports bras and they pulled their shorts as far as they can as well. It was just a hot mess, eh? It was just a hot mess.
That's definitely not on a to-do list for me. I don't want to. That's like camping and hiking. I don't want to, nor do I need to.
Yeah. Camping. I love camping as long as it's near civilization.
Yeah, see, I can do glamping. Like if I can drive to this location and like it's a meter away from my car, I'm cool with that. But I'm not climbing no mountain. I'm not hiking with no bears, snakes, cats, or whatever. I'm sleeping in a cabin with AC and a TV and portable Wi-Fi.
Amen, brother.
Fuck the
Amen.
view. I can
I
see
like
it on Instagram. There's YouTube
No
videos
one else
about it.
can take- Exactly.
You know, I can put on an Oculus and pretend I'm there.
I could pretend I'm going on a hike with my VR reality.
Exactly, and I'll put on my AC so I feel like the wind's going.
Yes, sir.
But I also want to say, the person who got me into Minecraft, back to that story a little bit, is fucking Ty. Aotearoa rehe.
Oh, yes, he loved it, didn't
He
he?
was the one that got us into it. He was also the one that was like, don't
Yeah.
tell anyone that we play this fucking game.
Oh, man. Fuck, yeah, that was some good times.
We
eh?
had some great
Good
times, bro. We had some really good times.
Hey, oh. They were the easiest times. Well, were they the easiest times? Yeah, they're still pretty
Yeah,
easy.
like looking back now on how hard university is compared to NZS, bro, we had it so easy.
We had it so
And yet we
easy.
still complained.
It was, yeah, always. It was our job. Our job. What we had to do. We had to complain.
Fuck yeah.
What was his name?
Oh, Petey.
Petey. Yeah, it's Geordie Pete.
Oh, Petey.
Muscle man Pete. Yeah. Fuck. Remember when he turned up and I was like, oh no, he's got an accent similar to mine. Where are you from? Newcastle. I was like, oh yes, we're infiltrating government.
Bro, he was built like a fucking brick shithouse.
Fucking hell, was he?
Fuck.
I thought, man, he was something different. That
I wonder
kid.
what he's up to these days.
Probably benching.
Bro.
No, because he's ice hockey, wasn't
Yeah.
he? He was an ice hockey player. So, and he was, yeah, those guys have to be built, I think.
But there's no
especially
ice
in
hockey
England.
rink in bloody Wellington, is there?
No, there's inline hockey rinks, which I guess is the same. There's one near Kilburnie swimming pool.
That's the one we went to, eh?
Yeah, there's the one I couldn't do because I had torn my meniscus. So I was like, yeah, no, I can't do it. Eh? Brilliant, sweet. I don't want to fall on my ass every 10 seconds.
Bro, it was painful until you got it.
Yeah. There's there's other roller skates, like I think they're like the 60s ones that have like the shoe and the four wheels on either side.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to with those all the time. And they had balance. So how do you think I was going to do with like wheels that are in a line? Like Bambi on ice.
Bro, it would have been hilarious. Oh, yeah. I think Mups was terrible.
Oh, Mups was horrendous. Mups was horrendous. It was funny though.
He was hilarious. It was funny.
Like at least he could like laugh at himself at how bad he was. But yeah, he was just. Oh,
I think it took me a few lessons to get the hang of it.
Yeah, you got good. Jade picked it up real quick. She picked it up real quick and was good. Now, she's one of those girls that were good at everything.
Yeah,
made me jealous.
And Mikey, he was like a former fucking rollerblader.
Oh yeah,
he just pulled that out of nowhere. He's like, "Oh, I actually used to do it back in the day." I was like, "Fuck up, cunt."
He was like doing all the trips, like sliding and stuff, doing it properly. Like you're struggling to stand up for the first few.
And he's going backwards and fucking round in circles. And
back when I was a nipper, I was doing this in Taupo.
That's right, yeah. Because wasn't he like 50 by the time we got to NZAS?
Push that.
Bro, but...
Oh, remember Warwick, who was 50 when we were there?
Yeah, man, yeah.
Raiders. Yeah.
He was an alright guy, though. He was a good guy.
He was just like me at uni now, just a bit older than everyone, and everyone's going like all these references, and I'm going, what?
Well, see, man, you got to stay with it, man. You got to stay with it. You got to keep on Instagram, TikTok. You got to stay up.
Oh, mate, I don't do TikTok.
That's how you fall behind.
And I'll happily fall behind with TikTok. I don't want the Chinese government knowing who I am. They'll probably watch this podcast and find out enough and ban me from it without even having it.
Exactly.
Oh, mate, yeah.
But as we wrap up, bro, is there anywhere people can find you if they want to find out more about you?
Yeah. They can jump on my socials. Jimray PT, Jimray PT. Set that up when I used to be a PT. Don't do it anymore. I don't post on the gram a lot. I do go on the gram a lot, just don't post. Yeah, I think it might even be private. So you left the probably slide in my DM, say, "Hey, watch the podcast. Can I?" Yeah, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, all right." Same with my Facebook, Jack Imray. Pretty don't do it. Don't do Facebook as much as well. Got Snapchat Imray9. Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, you go my LinkedIn. I've got a LinkedIn again.
Oh, look, yeah, send that through. Because I'll link most of your socials down there, probably Instagram and LinkedIn.
Yeah. Oh, I saw Andreas Casilides actually. Remember Andreas?
Yeah, old Dre.
He was he popped up on my LinkedIn. He was having a espresso martini, saying it's the perks of the job. I was like, I want his job now.
Yeah, where's he now?
Auckland, I think his profile's there.
Flash.
Yeah, he made it all the way up the road. The old, yeah. So yeah, LinkedIn, Jack Imray. I'm pretty sure it is. There's a picture of me smiling away. Yeah, that's about it.
Mean. And so, yeah, again, whānau, I'll link all his socials down there for you in the description. If you want to check him out, give him a follow, or even reach out if you need some advice on how to propose or how not to propose, then reach out to Jack. I'm sure he'll be happy to lend a hand.
Definitely how not to propose. How not.
But, bro, I just want to say a huge shout out to you. Thank you so much for joining me on the show today. This has been a real pleasure. It's been such a great catch up. It's good to see you and chat with you again, bro. It's been way too long. Way too long.
Far too long. Definitely. No, I appreciate it, boss. Thank you for the invite. It's been awesome. It's been so much fun. Like chatting an hour and a half.
It's been a good catch up. It's been a great catch up. And there's so many great messages in this podcast as well that people can take home and pull apart.
Pull apart as much as you want. Ask me what do I mean by it. I'm probably just not a lot, but hey. Anytime.
Exactly. So, Moriore te whānau, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Rauri. That's Jack. We've enjoyed having you here. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you again soon.